What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out the latest kick scooter from Mankeel called Silver Wings. This is a very unique looking scooter. This is also a scooter that gets about 35 kilometers on one charge. It has a top speed of 25 kilometers an hour and we also have a 350 watt motor that's placed in the back wheel. This comes in a pretty big box like most scooters out there, and you do have to do a bit of an installation when you first take it out. So there are 4 screws that you have to install. Overall, it takes about 5 minutes to get this together and get it going. It's also worth mentioning that this is a pre-release model, and that means that there are a couple of things that I don't get to this one. So the first one would be the cruise control. So with this one I don't get cruise control, but whenever this becomes available for everyone to purchase, that one will have cruise control, and I don't have Bluetooth connectivity on this one. The one that will become available once again for everyone to purchase will have Bluetooth connectivity, and you can control it from an app. But with this particular one I cannot do either of those. Taking a quick look at the scooter itself, well, I have to say this is one of the best looking scooters out there. I don't think I've seen any other scooter that looks as cool as this one. So we get a very sleek looking design. On the back and on the front here we have 10-inch inflatable tires, so we don't have a rear or front suspension, but since we have those inflatable tires, whenever you go over bumps and stuff like that, the scooter does feel very smooth. It doesn't feel as harsh as other scooters that I've tried in the past. So of course you can kind of control how smooth your ride will be by inflating those tires more or less, depending on your needs, of course. In the back wheel we have the 350 watt motor, so inside here, and on this side we have the disc brake. Now this is the only brake available, so we have just one brake on the back. There is no brake on the front, and personally I do love scooters that have a brake on the front and a brake on the back. It just gives you more confidence. Now, this one does stop fairly quick whenever you are braking, so it does have something like EABS, so it's gonna keep that rear wheel from locking whenever you are braking hard, but I still prefer scooters that have dual brakes. But to this one we get one brake and that's pretty much it. We also have a super cool looking light on the back here. This is bright enough to be seen in direct sunlight, so if you're riding during the day you can definitely see that light, and this also acts as a brake, so whenever you're pressing the brake lever here, that light on the back will start flashing, so it's super bright. The same goes for the front light. So we have some LEDs on the front here. Of course you can turn on and off the lights, and these lights on the front are also bright enough to be seen in direct sunlight, and of course if you're riding at night it can definitely light up the path ahead of you. We also have another super cool light on the side of the scooter here. You can turn this one on or off, of course, and if you're riding at night it does look super cool. On this side here we also have the kickstand. The kickstand is pretty small, so whenever you're putting this on a kickstand, if you're not on a hard surface, the scooter does tend to move a bit. The battery pack is located in here. It takes this scooter about 6 to 8 hours to charge from 0 to 100. The charging port is sitting right here in the center. And where your feet sit here, we also have rubber, so that means that you're not gonna be slipping if your shoes are wet or anything like that. There is also a folding mechanism, so that's kind of hidden behind this plastic part. So you have to lift this up, then you pull this down, and then this folds. And then to lock this in place, you just close this, and then you can lift up the scooter that way. Talking about lifting up the scooter, this scooter is very light as well. It weighs about 14 kilos, so it's much lighter than other scooters that I've tried. So you can kind of take this one with you on the bus, in your car's trunk and stuff like that. So it is one of the the lightest scooters out there. Now, because it is so light and the frame is, well, skinnier, I'm gonna say skinnier compared to other scooters, it also has a bit of flex, and I guess that helps whenever you go over bumps, so it doesn't feel as stiff as other scooters, so you do get a more comfortable ride, I'm gonna say. Now there is also a lot of plastic everywhere. We have plastic here, we have plastic on the back here, and when you go over bumps it does become a bit noisy, so you hear some squeaks, some creaks and stuff like that. Now, this is the pre-release model, as I mentioned earlier, so maybe whenever this becomes available for everyone to purchase, that will improve a bit. Maybe they'll use better plastics, but this one is a bit squeaky whenever you go over bumps and basically rough terrain. The handlebar here is all covered by plastic, so with most scooters you do get some exposed handlebar. Well, for this one it's all covered by plastic, but remember that I said that it's all plastic and it kind of makes noises. So I'm not sure if you can actually hear that on the camera, but this kind of squeaks a bit. The grips here are made out of rubber. They're nice and tight so they don't move. We also have the brake lever here and the bell. On the right hand side here we have the accelerator. So this scooter has that safety feature where it's not gonna go by itself. So you kind of have to start moving a bit first and then accelerate. If you just accelerate from this without moving the scooter first, is not gonna get going. I guess it's a good safety feature, even though I do prefer the scooters that can just start as soon as you accelerate. And here we also have a little display, and the display is fairly bright so you can still see it in direct sunlight. The display will show you the current speed, how much power you have and what mode you are in. So we have 3 modes available. Now the modes don't actually change the scooter's power, so you get the same power in all 3 modes. The modes just change the top speed. So of course I ride the scooter in the 3rd mode because that's where I can get up to 25 kilometers an hour. Below that screen we also have the power button, so you can turn on and off the scooter from the power button. You can also turn on and off the lights from there, and you can also change modes. So very simple to use. And just below that we have a little hook for like a shopping bag, for example. Next we are talking about range. So on one charge, depending how heavy you are, depending if it's cold out or if it's hot out, you can get up to 35 kilometers on one charge basically. Now, me personally, because I am heavier, I can only get about 30 kilometers. But whenever Laura rides the scooter, she can actually get that 35 kilometers that the manufacturer suggests. Now, because this is a scooter that has a 350 watt motor, of course, it's not gonna be able to go up hills that well. Once again, that has a lot to do with your weight, because if you're a kid, and you don't really weigh much, the scooter will probably be able to take you uphill. But for me personally, the scooter kind of stops whenever I go up hills with it. So like most of these scooters, the range and the power and the enjoyment that you're gonna be able to get out of it, it has a lot to do with your rate. If you're super heavy, well, the scooter is gonna go a bit slower, it's not gonna go up hills that well, and so on. All right, so next I'm gonna take that camera, I'm gonna put it on my chest here, and I'll take you for a little ride so you can see the top speed, you can see how it brakes, and so on. So let me put that camera here and let's go for a ride. Alright, so turning this on is super simple. You just hold the power button here, press for like 4 seconds or so. And then to switch modes, you just press this button, 1, 2, 3. So now we're in the 3rd mode. I'm not sure if you can actually see the screen there. If you want to turn on the headlights, just double tap on that. So we are in the mode 3rd. So as I said, you have to start moving before this accelerates. So do this for a bit and now accelerate, and the scooter starts going. So we currently have about 20 kilometers an hour. I'll show you the top speed, it's 25. And let's do a bit of a braking test. So as I said, it would be nice to have dual brakes. We'll brake again around here. So that's how the braking works on this scooter. So fairly smooth acceleration overall. So there you have it. This is the Mankeel Silver Wings scooter, a very unique looking scooter. The 350 watt motor has enough power for most situations. As I said, I wish these plastics around here wouldn't squeak as much. That is one of the things that I don't really like about this scooter. I do love the fact that it is super light, so it's very easy to carry up the stairs or something like that. And I kind of wish we would have had another brake on the front. Even though the rear brake does do a good job, I do prefer some scooters that have dual brakes. It makes me feel more safe, I'm gonna say, whenever I'm braking. So yeah, this is the Mankeel Silver Wings. Alright guys, hopefully this video was useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.